Hey people, so I just got a message from someone who wanted to know about my training in when I was trained to be a Dom. Um, it's a long story. There's no way in a 10-minute video I can do justice to it. So I kind of will just go over some of it. You have to keep in mind that that before I started training as a Dom, I spent 2 years as a slave. So I actually spent a long time learning how to be a dominant by serving someone. I saw the good and the bad of serving. She would purposely do things to me knowing that she was trying to push me. So I saw, what a good dominant could do, and I saw what a bad dominant could do. And I learned a lot from the slaves and the submissives that were around me. She had, at any given time, another two or three. So I always learned, I learned a lot from them. And when I started on the other side, the first thing I learned is don't overthink it. Trust your instincts. Your core. As long as you have a core thing of these are your core wants, needs, and values, then as long as it comes from those areas, then it should be fine. With my slaves and the stuff I've had, that's why I have my core rules. Is because then I know that anything I do, they're starting based off the core set of rules. And if you're trying to get into this life and you're trying to be a dominant, it's not easy. I'll tell you, I honestly, I was going, oh, well, it's those, submissives, so they, look at all they have to do. It's like, yeah, but both sides put in about equal amount of work. It's just what we have to do is we have to take responsibility and control. We can't advocate, we can't give away the control to our slaves. It's our responsibility to make sure that, we know what's best for them, we know what's best for us, and that we go down that path. We can, sit here all day and, discuss what's right and wrong. What it comes down to is what's right and what's wrong for you two, or 3 or 4 or 5 or 10 or 20. But the big thing is that you need to know that when you're doing something that it's going to both make you happy and the person you're with happy. The biggest mistake you can make is doing stuff you know is going to piss your submissive off. Is absolutely one of the worst mistakes you can make. Because the thing about it is, eventually the submissive is going to start to regret being with you. Start thinking about, should I really be with this person? Because they're not looking out for me. They're not taking care of me. They're not making me happy. And we're all human. Inside, what we need is to be happy. And when you're doing this, you need to know that that's the first thing. Which, that's our responsibility, is make sure the person we're with is happy. This all, thinking, oh, it's all one way. She's here to serve me. She's here to please me. She's here to take care of all my needs. Here to take care of that. It doesn't work. Because after a while, it's going to die. Because if you're not taking care of her needs, if she has a real need, you need to know her, talk to her, learn her, know everything that she needs, and figure out some way to incorporate it into your service, her service to you. I'm going to do a video about this in a bit. It's probably my next video. Is I'm moving out to be with one of my slaves, and she has a real need. It doesn't hurt me, but she has a real need to use her mouth a lot. She has a very big oral fixation. Let's just put it that way. I know that that's something that it's something she needs that I know I'm going to enjoy. Now, there's other things that she does that, you know, that I don't like, which I know that she does that I need to fix. Like, she doesn't eat the way she needs to eat. She, you know, forgets to eat. You know, stress and life get to her, and she winds up not eating, which leads her to be, you know, not feel well, which leads her to being sick, which blah blah blah. Bad. So it's my responsibility to get on top of her to make sure she's eating, make sure she's taking care of herself. You know, make sure she's doing the things that need to be done. That's part of my job, you know, and that's where, you know, like I said, that's where the equality part of it comes in. Each side, both subs and doms, have a lot of things they have to put into it. You know, submissives are more about the physical part. The doms are about the mental part. But we put equal parts into what we do. So, but that's it for now. You know, I'm gonna do another video here in a couple minutes with some major news and go from there. All right, be well and safe.